Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Enter the Gungeon as we begin a new Paradox run here. Why Paradox? I'm in the mood for a little bit of random today. Now, in theory, I could turn on some of these game modes. I believe that when this run of Gungeon goes up on YouTube, it'll be run number 900 for the Farewell to Arms playlist. I have 3 playlists of this game. If you like Gungeon, make sure to watch all of them. But why don't we just, bait launcher, I haven't had that in a while. Why don't we just play a normal Paradox mode run? Because this is where I'm at. This is what I want. What do you think my passive item is on this run? I don't think it's a rate of fire, it's not a dodge roll up, it's not a table tech. I've got no idea. It could be freaking anything. It could be heart synthesizer, it could be, oh God. Why was that bird right next to me when I walked into the room? It could be an accuracy up, but I actually don't think that's the case. Book of Chest Anatomy, you know, the key hat, the Master of Unlocking. It's not an amulet. None of my stats are different from the looks of things, so what is this item? I don't know, it could be the clone. It's a speed upgrade. Okay, one of my stats was different. Could be the mustache. We had the mustache recently, didn't we? I never remember my base speed in Gungeon. That being said, I'm pretty sure on the last run I did have a speed upgrade, so that might be throwing me for a little bit of a loop. But speed is one of those stats in the game that I never recognize when it's faster until I'm in a boss fight. Because in a boss fight, your position is so important that you recognize when your speed is incorrect. When I'm just doing these normal rooms and I'm just like walking 2 steps just to fire my gun and a bulletkin, I never remember. I cannot recognize when things are different. Valerie Hillary, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Cough, cough. I don't know why, but my voice is also still a little bit shot today. I shouldn't say still, it kind of just got shot as soon as I started recording this Gungeon run. But that might just be because I need to work it a little bit. I don't know, why did I blow up that barrel as soon as I walked into the room? I guess I thought it was an enemy. I feel like that's been happening lately. I think it's really just because of the cold. My voice has just been getting a little bit, it's been suffering a little bit due to the cold and relatively dry weather we've been having lately. I can't really say it's been dry. I mean, like 2 days ago, it was like foggy and very like Silent Hill-esque outside, which was a very nice day, except for the fact that we had a like bear running around outside our house. I didn't get to see the bear this time around, but I know it was there. My housemate said that he saw the bear. All right, let's do this. Bait launcher, actually like a pretty good freaking weapon here. Unfortunately, we can't control what these tigers hit, but because it's just an auto fire and forget, it's not auto fire, but it's a fire and forget weapon that we don't have to actually care about what gets hit, we just shoot the gun. Eventually these enemies will die. Just shoot it. You don't even have to hit them with the meat, it just helps. Come on, come on. Das Bolt, welcome. Did everyone see the Super Giant? Their next game is Hades 2. People have been talking about it. They've been clamoring for my opinion on Hades 2. And since I'm actually recording a run now, I'll actually give you my my thoughts and opinion. Why is this gun not firing? Please, fire the gun. What the frick? There you go. What the hell happened there? Is that a secret room or something? I have no idea. Hades. I played quite a lot of Hades when it was in, not in early access, when it was released. I played none of it in early access, but I did play a lot of Hades. Playlist of it up on YouTube. And I really enjoyed it. And I find it very interesting that an indie developer, even one as good as Supergiant, is making an actual proper sequel. There are indie sequels. You know, Spelunky 2 is a sequel of Spelunky HD, XBLA, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, Spelunky HD is really just kind of a sequel slash remake of Spelunky Classic. But I find it very interesting that it is getting a proper sequel with what I imagine is going to be a completely unique story in their Hades universe that they've created for themselves. Because you do get a lot of sequels, e.g. Spelunky, e.g. Rogue Legacy 2 being a sequel of Rogue Legacy 1. You get a lot of remakes. You know, Isaac Rebirth, which was a remake of Isaac Flash. And again, Spelunky, which is what I was talking about earlier. But you don't get a lot of new games and new stories set in the same universe in indie sequels. You know, Spelunky 2 versus Spelunky 1, it's the same game. Yeah, sure, this one's set on the moon. This one's set on whatever the name of this planet is, probably Earth, you never know. But it's the same game. It's the same gameplay. It's just more of the same, and it just is in a new package. Rogue Legacy, same thing. Yeah, it might be technically a different castle, but the game is the same. Let's be honest. So I do just find it very interesting that it is going to be a new game. You don't see that a lot from indie developers. I think, I'm definitely going to be excited for it and play it when it comes out. I heavily enjoyed Hades 1. I think I played Hades 1 up until like Heat 30 something. I definitely finished the main story of Hades. I got the ending, anyways. Yeah, that's very exciting for me. I also did hear and see that Elden Ring got the Game of the Year award. That makes sense to me. Honestly, I concur probably with that. It was a extremely hyped game that delivered. It had no immediate or obvious controversies upon release. It didn't have server problems that prevented people from playing the game that they paid for. It had no major issues at all. And it delivered on what it promised. I feel like that's something that unfortunately kind of needs, what the hell kind of a layout is this? I feel like that's something that unfortunately kind of needs to be called out in the AAA game sphere, but it was a game that delivered. And it was a game that definitely deserved it. And I heavily enjoyed it, and a lot of people enjoyed the damn game. So, yeah, Elden Ring, I concur. I had a bit of a, just like, how am I trying to phrase this? I think that those video game awards are very much, why am I firing so quickly? Oh, let's trigger finger. They're very much prioritizing the AAA gaming industry as opposed to the gaming industry in general. I couldn't understand why God of War was listed as a Game of the Year candidate, because I know a lot of people are playing it and they believe it to be a good game, but I don't know personally of anyone who said this is going to be Game of the Year, you know. I heard a lot about God of War, but I think that a lot of that is just due to the marketing of it. Like, sure, it has AAA marketing, it might have the marketing department of the year, but I really didn't feel like it made that much of a mark on gaming in 2022. Elden Ring did. God of War, not so much. You know, Elden Ring, people took days off of work specifically so that they could play the game. They scheduled this like months in advance so that they could play this game. God of War, yeah, sure, it had, you know, like, advertisements on the sides of buses, but it didn't make that sort of same mark. And so that's why I feel like it was just a little bit weird to even see it in the Game of the Year kind contention, but I suppose it feels like it was there because it had such a good marketing campaign. Yeah, it's a good game, it's competent and solid, but is it game of the year? Hardly. I don't know. I feel jaded by game award shows. I don't even know, like, who runs the game awards that that just happened yesterday? Like, what is the primary force behind it? I don't know. People bought PS5s to play God of War. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I bought I bought my, not this graphics card, I bought my last graphics card in order to play The Witcher 3. I mean, that's a very good game, admittedly. I bought, Baze, you might find this particularly amusing. I purchased my current CPU in order to play Call of Duty Warzone. It's Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone? Modern Warzone, whatever that game is. Making an embarrassment out of myself, I think. But it was really just because it was the time to do it. I can understand people wanting to buy a PS5 in order to play God of War. Is God of War for, like, other consoles? God of War. God of War. Franchise 2018. Ragnarok. PS4 and PS5. Oh, you know, I have to admit, that's probably the reason why I haven't seen a lot of people talk and play about it, because, yeah, it's freaking exclusive. Can we just, maybe we can just agree that any exclusive game came to PC? Did it? Hold on. Platforms, PS4, PS5. God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, it does, or at least the wiki doesn't say it's on PC. But how about this? If it's an exclusive, it can't be Game of the Year. Can we say that at least? I mean, even that by definition, it's encouraging something that's not very pro-consumer and prevents a significant portion of the gaming population from actually playing your game. How can that be a Game of the Year? I think indie titles can be excluded because they probably don't have budgets in order to make their games on every single console available under the sun, TI-86 included, Apple smart TVs, whatever. But yeah, that explains a lot. That explains why I haven't heard a lot about the game, because it's very specifically for people who own PS5s, of which I don't. No one in my house does. There's a TV. I don't know why I fell down there. Is that fair or not fair, do you think? Like, that includes Bloodborne. Well, here's the thing. I don't think Bloodborne should be a Game of the Year. Admittedly, I don't remember when it came out and what other games were out in the same time period, but why don't we just make it a rule of thumb? If it's an exclusive, it can't be a Game of the Year. Game of the Year should be for games that are very monumental to the gaming industry for that year. I think Elden Ring fits the bill. I don't know if I would say the same for Bloodborne. Although I suppose that would also include things like Dark Souls, which probably is definitely Game of the Year for when it came out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being pretentious or contentious just for the sake of it, but also I don't have a PS5, so maybe I just don't have any horse in this race. What about Breath of the Wild? I mean, that's... maybe it shouldn't be in contention. Or maybe I'm just looking for excuses. Either way, I'm not a big fan of exclusives. For me personally, if there's any game that isn't exclusive, you might as well just say a game that Abe's not gonna play. I don't own any consoles. Consoles are expensive. Computers are expensive. I can only get one or the other. And considering I do my work on my PC as well, that incentivizes me to actually spend my money there. Separate exclusive category. What about, like, for each console? What was the game of the year for the PlayStation? Was it God of War? Because if that's the game that people are like, I've got to get a PS5 so I can play this game, maybe that's the game of the year for that console. So maybe it should be console specific. But then you'd have freaking a much longer presentation for the Game Award shows if you have to have one Game Award show for each console. I was talking about this with a friend of mine last night. I said that I'm willing to bet God of War probably won some awards. Like maybe best soundtrack, I would have to imagine. They probably spent a large part of their budget on a soundtrack. So that would make total sense. But I don't think it is a Game of the Year candidate. Well, I mean, it is a candidate. I don't think it deserves it though. But again, that's just me. Get off I remember when games only came out on PC. I mean, no one remembers that. Heck, PCs may have had the first video games, but let's be honest, Nintendo definitely has the distinction of being one of the most exclusive consoles in history with all of their first party nonsense. Can it really be called nonsense? Look, at this point, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, Abe, you haven't played it, you nerd, says Baze Knight. I definitely have not. I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I haven't played God of War. But isn't that kind of the point that I'm trying to make here? Is that I literally can't play these games. They're not out on any console that I own. Well, I mean, the original, not the original, but God of War 2018 is out on PC, but at that point, I just didn't want to play it, because why? I think we need an Abe Club Boomer emote. Back in my day. This actually seems very good. Start the fire, then fly. Come on. There we go. We get gunner gun. Well, not anything particularly great there. There was a locked door here. I felt like there was no reason really to pop that open though, because of the fact that we've already deposited our crests. So I think I'm just gonna break the chest and then move on. Break the chest, walk away. Now we could gun munch as well. I'd like to gun munch the freeze ray. I don't think it's that good. And let's also gun munch I'm gonna gun munch gunner gun. You can go infinite off of this if you have, like, cigarettes, and then on top of that, the Holy Grail. I don't really care too much. But you still have the crest? Oh, I forgot to deposit it. All right, well, let's deposit it now. Whoops, my bad. Also, Bubonic Lettuce, welcome. Baze Knight says, you should get God of War and play it. It'll change your mind in real time. I mean, I have seen a little bit of gameplay footage of God of War 2018. And honestly, I was like, yeah, okay. It just, maybe it's just not a game for me, but it just seemed kind of not up my alley, I suppose. Twig Breaker, thank you very much for the resub. Hello, how's it going? Dude, one of these days, Twig, we'll play games, I swear. Yeah, I've definitely seen, you know, gameplay footage of Boy Simulator 2018. I don't know, just like, whatever. Just doesn't do it for me. Let me know and I'll try to make more time. I'm the one who needs to make more time. Have you been, Abe? He says. I've been all right. Twiggy. Ocarina of Time was obscenely popular and influential, still locked to the 64, says Segas Jr. That's why I kind of like the idea that was recommended of maybe like a game of the year per console, because then you can actually have exclusives still be in contention. Maybe I'm just salty I don't have a PS5, okay? Hey, if I had a PS5, I would review Ragnarok, okay? Let me know when that changes. Bubonic Lettuce says, can't wait for the new Dead Cells DLC. I did see that. I saw that there was going to be a Castlevania, like, official kind of DLC with Dead Cells. What was it? 3 new bosses, 2 new biomes, a new story chapter. It actually seems like a pretty intensive update. I'm very much interested. That would be a very, very good time to jump back into Dead Cells, because it would have been like 4 or 5 updates since I had played. So you could definitely convince me to jump back into Dead Cells in the Castlevania update. Baze says, just get God of War 2018 and by the time you finish it, Ragnarok will be out. On PC? Is there an actual like release for PC Ragnarok confirmed and in the works? Bubonic Lettuce says Q1 2023. For Dead Cells, I'll put it on the calendar. Oh my god. Luckily I freaking flipped the table. You know what? Yeah, I'd be down for a little bit more Dead Cells at some point. Insert very standard Abe comment of one of these days I'll actually upload that video I made like a year ago and never did anything with it. Complete waste of time that ended up being. Dead Space remake in February. I still have not played Callisto Protocol. So here's why I haven't played it. This is a very like behind the scenes, but I can't get it activated on my Steam account. Whenever I try, because I'm doing it through like AMD since it was part of a package deal as a promotional offer. I'm trying to get it activated onto my Steam account and they just literally won't accept my Steam account. It says unable to proceed, try again later, and I've tried it for like a week and I can't get it to work, and I have like a support ticket in, but even using their website support ticket system didn't work, so I just had to send them an email. One of these days, you know, if I get it, I'll freaking play it, but that's a TBD situation. Dead Space, I'm looking forward to the remake. I'm disappointed though that it's a full price remake. Hey, Gazebo! Sex Gazebo, welcome. Thank you very much for the resub. Yeah, I'm disappointed that it's a full-priced remake because it's not an original game. This is a remake of a game that they've already made. There's a little bit of a why is it full-priced attitude, but also they're not paying writers, they're not paying level designers. All this stuff has already been done. They don't need to like beta test it quite so much. They don't need to, you know, make a working dismemberment system. They already have all this stuff. They don't need to really charge full price for it, but they're doing it anyways. It kind of leaves a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth, but at the same time, you're also like, I don't really want to spend 50 or 60 bucks on a 10-year-old game. I imagine and I stand by this idea that the remake is going to be totally fine and competent and good. I just don't think I want to spend 50 bucks on it, 60 bucks on it. If it was like 30 bucks, yes. If it was, should just use this. If it was like cheaper if you already owned the game, I own Dead Space on Origin. If they give me a discount, I'll pick it up, I suppose, but... Oh, you bastard. I didn't want to say anything, but in my head it was like, dude, episode 900 could be a flawless run. Freaking got hit on this jerk. Levonic Lettuce says, I'm a bit cautious after what happened to Callisto Protocol. Well, so... here's the thing. I've heard a couple of things about Callisto Protocol. I've heard that the game actually does work properly on PC. It's just that they had the wrong version released when they released the game. Understandable. However, I've also heard that gameplay-wise, it's not really what people expected out of Callisto Protocol because it's a lot more melee-focused and a lot more focused on kind of long, drawn-out combats. More of like a fighting game than a survival horror experience a la Dead Space. To which all I can say is, well, what'd you freaking expect? It's a different game. Yes, it may be made by the people who made Dead Space 1. Not everyone. How many people are actually behind Callisto Protocol who were behind the original Dead Space? Just one guy? Is it just the director? In which case, oh, so you don't have the level designer, you don't have the writer, you don't have the animator, you don't have really the teams of these people. You just have one guy making the decisions. That one guy making the decisions might not have even made all the good decisions. He might just be the name on the project, even though he's not very good at his job. You never know. So yeah, the phrase "by the makers of," for me, that's an immediate red flag on a game of, I don't know what to expect from this product. I've been burned by that so many times in the past, and just recently, like the big ones are, right, we just fought the boss and now we're immune to fire. The big ones for me recently were, we're immune to fire holding this gun. Back 4 Blood. Oh, it's by the makers of Left 4 Dead! And I had so much high hopes for that game. I fell for it, I'll admit it. I fell for the hype. In my head, I was like, yes, this will be what I want, exactly the game that I want, and then it kind of just wasn't. It was a good game, but it didn't scratch that itch that I needed scratching. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just find that to be a bit of a red flag of by the makers of, because it seems like the marketing department can't think of a better way of selling the game than just calling back to another game and saying, look, this game was good. Obviously, this game is going to be good. Not that I didn't have fun with it, with Back 4 Blood, but, I mean, no one's really playing it these days, are they? The only reason why they're actually still making DLC content for that game is that they sold season passes. They're contractually obligated at this point. You really think that once they complete their contractually obligated season passes, they're gonna keep spending money on the game? Probably not. I just threw 2 HP away, but I don't care. And that's kind of the reason why I firmly believe that the Dead Space remake is going to be fine. Because it's a remake of an existing game that is good, and the really big negative of Dead Space is that it's just old at this point, and it was never a good port. Because it was, on PC, it was a port. So I have a belief that the game will be good because it's being remade from the ground up. You know, it's not like the Dark Souls remaster, which was just Dark Souls, but with like a few new textures and proper 64 or a 60 FPS support. Because the original Dark Souls ran at an internal resolution of 720p and 30 FPS. But yeah. Anywho. Phase Knight says, Back 4 Blood made me so mad. So sad. Colazo Shorter Handle, welcome. We just won our World Cup game. How is you today? Who won? I was not watching. I will also admit, though, I haven't been watching. I haven't been caring at all. I'm not a big sports guy. I'll watch sports if it's on TV. Sports. But I'm not gonna go out of my way for it, I think. You die, please. I'm coming for you. Gotcha. Argentina won versus the Dutch. What the heck? My freaking minecart was stuck on another minecart. Well, congratulations, Argentina. Gazebo says a remake is only worth the full price if they do a ground-up build, but if they're actually doing that, it's totally worth the full price. You see, I still disagree because they're not paying for a lot of game development work if they're just making a remake. A reboot or a remake, sure. Like if Resident Evil 2 is enough of a different experience from Resident Evil 2 original, that I think it is probably worth the full price for it. But it does look like Dead Space is going to be beat for beat exactly the same as Dead Space 1, and if that's the case, then I don't think it's actually worth the full cost, but maybe there are going to be enough differences in there that it will be worth the full price. Admittedly, I don't know, but it does make me a little sad. I might get it on sale, but I might get it still just to play it. I just love Dead Space. One of my favorite game franchises. It's sad what they did to my boy Isaac. Remaster, not a remake. I might be getting my nomenclature incorrect. Remaster, remake, reboot, recore. We want this, we want this. So yeah, I will, I'll put some of the blame on me for using the incorrect nomenclature there for sure. We'll get enough money for the key, I believe. Something. Kajigger. Gazebo says there's a lot of development that still goes on in the game even if they're using the same storyboards. You're right. But there's also a lot of development that is, you know, not. I'm not saying I want the game for free. I'm saying that I think that it's a little bit overpriced for a 10-year-old game to be remade and then resold at full price. I would wager a guess that if it's full price on release, it's not going to be full price for long. Because the people that want to buy it, they're going to buy it immediately, and then their sales are going to drop substantially, and then they're probably going to reduce the price. Yeah, so I'm using the incorrect nomenclature. Dead Space is going to be a remaster. It's going to be rebuilt It's being recoded from the ground up, but it is the same game as Dead Space from my knowledge. It's not gonna have different story beats. It's just gonna be Dead Space 1 remade for 2022. And it's not gonna, it's a remaster. It's like it's kind of like the edge between a remaster and a remake, because they're reprogramming the whole game, and I think they'll probably get new voice actors and whatnot and re-record all that stuff. Or maybe they'll reuse the originals and, you know, edit them or something. But it's like a remaster, but it's so new that it's going to be kind of a remake, but they're not actually remaking any of the decisions made in the gameplay process. You know, like the game is gonna have the same beats, but on a completely new engine and new code. But it's weird that you can call, if you do call that a remaster, it's weird that you can call that a remaster and Dark Souls 1 a remaster when Dark Souls 1 had so, you know, comparatively little work put into the remaster. Remaster is such a wide array, a wide swath of different efforts being put into games that it feels like there should be different words for a low-end and a high-end remaster. Which is why my brain kind of goes to remake, because they're remaking the game, but they're not changing any of the beats from the game. So I think nomenclaturally it could be a little bit, I could be a little bit more consistent on my my description of it. Is there anything else to do on this floor? I have 3 keys all of a sudden, but there's nothing to open. What you're calling a reboot is a remake. What you're calling a remake is a remaster. A remake involves changing one or more major elements. Yes, it's whatever. Because a reboot is not actually related to the originals. They can change whatever the hell they want, and it's not expected to be the same. A remake is based off of the original, but with maybe some tweaks to it. And a remaster is taking the original and updating it for newer technology. That's where my definitions are. Are those accurate? I don't know. Now I'm like, what if we all get on the same page here? Remake, reboot, remaster. Reboot, franchise starts over. Remake, developed again from the ground up but with modern aspects. Most original elements remain intact. I'm just reading the first result off of Quora. What a terrible website. Remaster, game taken as is, graphics cleaned up, resolution increased, etc. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. But where do you draw the line, I guess, between them? Because it's not strict. I guess that's where the confusion comes into play, because there are no like very strict super definitions for these things. There's just general outlines. General, oh, I got 4 of them. Rules of thumb. Anyways. Eyeshadow says, remaster of Resident Evil 4. They killed the dog! So I've played a little bit of RE4. I never finished the game myself. And I've watched gameplay Let's Plays of Resident Evil 4. My friend, Chris, actually played this is the wrong gun. He played a full playthrough of Resident Evil 4 on YouTube, and I watched him a couple of times play that game. Had a lot of fun watching him. It's a fun game, but I don't know what's going to change from it, and I don't really have a horse in that race because it was never a game that I put a lot of time into. Dead Space, I do have a horse in that race because I did spend a lot of time playing that game and I enjoyed the crap out of it. Oh, Tabletech Shotgun is not bad, so we'll take it. Let's open up this chest. Gazebo says they have a port of RE4 for the Oculus. There's a lot of... Oh, out of ammo. There's a lot of games available for VR that I think would be a lot of fun to play. I think the one that I would actually like to play the most is Subnautica. I would like to have a first-person experience of being in the land under the sea. Under the sea. I think it would be really fun to have that experience of actually being, you know, trapped underwater, and, you know, oh no, I'm running low on oxygen, I'm lost. I think that would be a lot of fun. We don't really need any more keys. Do. I wish you wouldn't absorb my table shots, but I understand why. What's our other gun? Mine cutter? I'm glad I bought it. Although we are running very low on yield ammo here. Oh, thank you. Just take it for the old Goldie. It's gonna be a, what the hell kind of an arena is this? It's freaking Old Priest. That's not his name. That's what he is to me though, freaking old. Old man. Oops. You know, gaming franchise I have not played much at all. I have not played many Gears of War games. I think I only played like one Gear of War game, and I don't remember which one. That's a franchise I have no horse in the race of. But aren't there like 7 Gears of War games or something like that? Crit gun. Wrong run for this, but that's fine. I think we want Stinger for this. You know, I could just use the freaking, Oh, I dodged in the wrong direction. No reason to worry. I was gonna say I could just use the bait launcher, and then I just got stuck on the wall. Strange arena to be doing this on, you know? DOSBolt says Gear Tactics was pretty fun. FaZe says there were 5 numbered games. Yeah, there were those like spin-offs though, I suppose. Gazebo says an amazing mech game would be like Halo 1 for the Xbox. It would sell the console. Mech game? Halo 1 wasn't really a mech game. You want a mech game, you know, Armored Core, Mech Warrior, stuff like that. I don't need to sell anything. I got a lot of junk on this run. I don't know. Maybe we don't sell anything. Yeah, it's fine. And I'm saying VR mech games. Ah, yeah. No, I read the other comment. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together that you were talking about the same thing. Yeah. Mech game would be pretty good. Because you're right, it does fit. A lot of VR games do try to make the player move and then have a hard time preventing players from being like motion sick as a result of them not physically moving but moving in game. A mech game would probably solve that problem by giving players a reason to maintain a physical presence that's unmoving in the actual game. It would be the pilot seat of the mech that you're piloting. That's unmoving. Your brain can focus on that, and then the fact that you're actually moving in the game world will seem a little bit more realistic, and you'll probably get less motion sick as a result. But maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. I'd be down though. Gazebo says VR was meant for mech games. No, VR was meant for crap, I can't remember. What was the name of Virtual Boy? VR was meant for Virtual Boy. It should have been VB. Just trying to remember what the name of the, Nintendo Red console was called. Well, I do have it. Not a Virtual Boy, Table Tech. I guess we'll take Hammer. Anywho. Video games! I just want to play video games. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited for Hades. Yeah, I'll buy Shadow Bullets. We're not spending any other money. I'll buy Ghost Bullets if we have the cash. Phase Knight says there is a VR mech game on Steam. There really needs to be like a AAA take on it though. I suppose the problem with that though is that will AAA developers really make their money back on VR games? Not everyone has a VR headset. Not everyone wants to create a Facebook account in order to play Steel Battalion. Not everyone has, the money for what is essentially another game console. And not everyone likes to get motion sick. There's a lot of barriers for people owning VR consoles. Gazebo says they did away with the mandatory Facebook account creation for Oculus stuff? Really? That was kind of like the whole point of Facebook buying Oculus. Like originally they said you'll never need a Facebook account. Then they made it mandatory to have a Facebook account. So now you're saying that they made away with the Facebook account? I've never seen a company flip-flop that much. All of us Quest owners bitched about it enough that they got rid of it. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot the chest with this gun. I meant to use the other gun. I just misclicked. It still seems weird to me that they reversed course on that because, I mean, they already got you to buy their console, their headset. Phase Knight says, it blows my mind that Facebook is popular. I mean, I think that's why people have, stopped using it. I haven't used Facebook in freaking years. I don't even have the app installed on my phone. Rip one friend who I talked to on Facebook. Not in a while, anyways. Must not have been that good of a friend. But, I suppose there's a reason why people have moved away from it. You want to know what was the deal breaker for me for Facebook? There was, one notification I could not get rid of. It was a notification that was like, you've known this person for 10 years. Would you like to give them a friend-iversary notification? And I couldn't figure out how to turn that off. That was the deal breaker for me. I don't want people to get notifications about me randomly. So I don't know what the other person sees on their screen. Do they get a friend-iversary notification about me? I don't want them to remember me. I want to fly under the radar. And I was like, you know what? I don't need engagement notifications to try to force me to use their app. So I'm just gonna uninstall it. And then I did. Now, is that petty? Maybe. But if I can't control what the freaking app does, why am I gonna use it? I don't think balloon gun gives you a speed up, does it? I don't think so. And like always, please let me know how you disagree with my opinions in the comments below. Let's get the heck out of here. I got enough ammo, I think we'll be fine. Although we are running a little low. Oh, we still have 3 keys, huh? I feel like we didn't get, well, we broke one chest accidentally, but I feel like we didn't get much from that floor. I bought piercing rounds, and then what was the other one? I forget. Shadow bullets. Gazebo says, I have no social media accounts. I have accounts that I actually should pay attention to, but it's more for like potential business things. Like I really need to do more hanging around in Discord and in YouTube comments, and I actually have a Twitter that I haven't used like at all, but I do have it actually set up for my YouTube account. Back when I set it up, I actually had it just posting links to the YouTube videos that went up every day. That didn't last for long. YouTube removed that functionality, and then I just haven't added it back, and I haven't done anything with the damn Twitter account. I just have a Twitter account not doing anything. Anyways, enough about me. What's going on with you, viewer? How have you been today? Have you been productive? Phase Knight says, I have Twitter to enter sweepstakes. Let me know if you see any good ones. I need to... I was gonna make the joke of I need to win a new computer, but that's, you know, exactly incorrect. My computer is now sorted for another, like, 8 years. I actually don't need a new computer. I just need this one to start working better. It works fine. It does. Baze, I don't know if I told you about this or if you heard, but I was having some problems with games crashing, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Apparently it was my Xbox controller requiring a firmware update that caused my graphics driver to crash. I updated my controller, and now my computer doesn't crash anymore. How cool is that? That was a weird one to figure out. Man, I love this shotgun. Well, give me a second. Dude, what a good shotgun. One shot, many kills. Well, only on some enemies. We good. Baze says, I can't log into multiple Microsoft programs. PCs are great. I don't log into anything when I can avoid it. If I can do something in a piece of software as guest or as anonymous login, I'll do it. Just like, I don't need the hassle of having to figure out what my logins are. What browsers does everyone use, asks Segus Jr. I use Firefox as my browser, but I use Chrome if I need something that Firefox can't do, which is almost always when a website says, we don't support Firefox, and then I switch over to Chrome. Oh, or, hey, I'll talk to you a little bit more about how I'm trying to get Callisto Protocol actually connected to my Steam account from this promotion. So what it was is, it's a free game with the graphics card that I purchased last month, the one that I installed. In order to get your game code, you download and run a verification program that says, okay, you've installed this graphics card, we're registering it, and we're acknowledging that you've purchased it and you're gonna get the promotional deal. Downloading that application doesn't work if you download it from Firefox. You have to download it from Chrome in order for it to run properly. If you download it from Firefox, it installs, and then on launch, it says something went wrong, please try again. Yep, that's it. That's it. And the issue was specifically because I installed it using, or I downloaded it using Firefox. I have no idea why. There you go. So many just like weird things. Internet, technology. You dead? You're dead. Twig says, bye, I gotta take care of the child. We gotta take care of the twerp. Enjoy. Gazebo says, there's no need to program viruses. Computer give enough problems on their own. I can't wait for the day when I'm forced to upgrade to Windows 11. Rip anyone who wanted their taskbar on the top of the screen. Not me, I'm a bottom of the screen boy, but I'm a bottom B. But I know there's some of you out there. Ah, whatever, hit me. Taskbar on the side says Iranistan. I don't get it on the side, because do you have the text written sideways? Do you have to like tilt your head when you're trying to read the different programs that are like running on your computer? At the bottom and the top it makes sense, because at the bottom of the screen, at the top of the screen, you just read the text normally. Or do you have like, I guess if you had like a Japanese font, they do write their words vertically. That would make sense. Get yeeted, son. Let me just use this. You have text in your program icons? Yes. I need to know which window's which. If I have like 5 different Windows Explorer windows open, I need to know which one is the render folder, which one's the recording folder, which one's the thumbnail folder, because I'm like always swapping between them. I have to have the text up. I also have like 13 different browser tabs running because I got one that's my email, one that's the current video I'm watching on YouTube, one that's my Twitch chat, one that is my Twitch chat poll results, one that is my Twitch chat stream monitor window. I gotta know which window's which. How am I gonna do that with just 5 different Firefox icons in the taskbar? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not God, I'm not omnipotent. Omnipotent? Omniscient? I always forget which one's which. All right, well, there's another run of Abe rambling about, you know, stop it. Rude, Jackman, but thank you very much for the resub and welcome. There's another run of Abe talking about stuff that he probably doesn't fully understand. Look, I never said I was smart, just that I'm good at Gungeon. For now, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, check me out on Twitch for when I go live, support the channel, any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Enter the Gungeon.